Hello guys, I'm Michael. And I will help you with all what it is needed to successfully go to Mexico City. So, you want to immigrate to Mexico City and want to know how the immigration process is, or how you will avoid any cultural faux pas. Then make sure to watch the video until the end. The first thing you need to do when you arrive. Take a breath and enjoy that you made it to this beautiful and colorful country. But how do I manage the immigration process in this jungle of bureaucracy? Don't worry, it is not that difficult. You need to obtain a visa before traveling to Mexico, unless your country has signed a visa abolition agreement with Mexico. Such countries are Canada, United States of America, Japan, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, or any of the countries belonging to the Schengen area, as well as Chile, Colombia and Peru. As soon as you are in Mexico and you want to stay more than 180 days, you have 3 different options. You can apply for a visitor visa, a temporary residence, or a permanent residence. I will explain you what you need for the temporary residence. You can remain in the country for no more than 4 years with the temporary residence. In your home country you need to apply for this visa and it has a maximum validity for a single entry of 180 days. Once in Mexico, you must apply for a temporary resident card at the corresponding office of the National Immigration Institute (INM). There are different offices in Mexico City. One location you can find here. Just pause the video to scan it. You need to bring the following documents. 1. Visa application form. 2. Valid passport. 3. A recent photograph, measuring 3.9 centimeters by 3.1 centimeters maximum. 4. Original and copy of investment receipts or bank account statements showing an average monthly balance equivalent to 5,000 days of the general minimum wage in Mexico City, during the past 12 months. 5. Payment of fees in cash for the processing of visa application for foreign passports. The process for the student visa is pretty much the same. For further information or a special case, please scan this code. After 5 years as a temporary resident in Mexico, you can obtain the permanent resident status, which means you have your permanent residence in Mexico. How can I move around in Mexico City? Is there any public transportation and how safe is it? In this chapter I will present you the best, cheapest and fastest way to get around in Mexico City. Option number 1 to move around in Mexico City is by metro. The price is 5 Mexican pesos and you can drive as far as you want. From a safety aspect I would give this transportation 3.5 stars out of 5. Always make sure that nobody can easily take your wallet or cell phone out of your jacket or purse. The Metro of Mexico City has 12 different lines and it is easy and fast to use. For sure you should consider this option when you want to move around the city. Scan this QR code for all the stations and connections. The next option is the train in Mexico City and it has only one line, which is connected to the metro. The cost of the train is 3 pesos and the safety is considered similar as the safety in the metro. 3.5 out of 5 stars. Another way to get to a nearby place and exercise your physical fitness at the same time is by bicycle. There are bicycles available for rent from the City of Mexico. It allows registered users to take a bicycle from any bicycle station and return it to the one closest to their destination for unlimited 45-minute rides. Those who want to access the EcoBici system can pay a subscription for 1 year, 1 week, 3 days or 1 day. 1 week costs 372 Mexican pesos. And the safety is 2.5 out of 5 stars due to the heavily traffic in Mexico City and the street conditions. For further information and to get access, please scan the following QR code. A way how you can reach almost every destiny in Mexico City is by small buses. It is an easy transportation system that consists of trucks smaller than buses. It includes microbuses, also known as micros or pecero, and combis, which are smaller vehicles. There are 2,311 different routes covering primary and secondary roads. Fares start at 5 pesos and increase according to the mileage traveled. The safety is 2.5 out of 5 stars, because it happened in the past that robbers take passengers' cell phone and money in such buses. So be careful using this transportation. There is even a cable car in Mexico City, which is pretty fascinating. The cost is 7 Mexican pesos. But it is not considered safe to travel by cable car due to the zone Ecatepec where the transportation is located. The criminal rate there is high, and you should avoid being in this zone if possible. The last option to get around in Mexico City, which is very convenient, are taxis or Uber. Taxis are everywhere available with a pink, white color. The price starts with 8.74 pesos, afterwards 1.07 pesos extra for each 250 meters or 45 seconds. Only official taxis are recommended to take. Check that it has actual taxi license plates. That means, that numbers are preceded with the letters A or B. Check that the number on them matches the number painted on the bodywork. And ensure that the driver matches the photo on the taxi card. If the cab you've hailed does not pass these tests, get another one. For Uber you need to download the application. The app records the details of every journey, driver and vehicle, making it safer than taxis. The cost is around 60 pesos for 4 kilometers. The safety is 4.5 out of 5 stars. Armando will now explain us how the healthcare system works in Mexico City.
Now let's discuss what happens if you get sick. What do you do if you need medical assistance? What happens if you need a doctor? First, let's understand how the healthcare system is structured in Mexico. Here is a really cool graphic that shows all the health institutions in Mexico. Now let's discuss each one of them, and how this impacts you as an expat in Mexico. First, let's talk about the IMSS, which stands for Social Security Mexican Institute, or Instituto Mexicano del Seguro Social in Spanish. If you work for a private company in Mexico, you are entitled to medical insurance under this institution. The company you are working in Mexico will enroll you to the IMSS. But what do you need to do to be prepared in case you have an emergency or you need medical attention? You need 3 things in case you need medical assistance. First, identify your closest IMSS clinic assigned. Second, bring with you your identification. This can be your passport of migration form. Third, if you have already received your medical record card or what they call the Cartilla Nacional, please also bring it with you. If you don't work for a private institution, the public company, in this case the state, will assign to you the respective medical care. Come with me, my friend Lizzie will show you more in detail about what are these institutions and their characteristics.
Hi, my name is Lizzie. It's a pleasure to meet you. Let me tell you about medical care for workers in public sector, in other words government employees. The main institution is the ISSSTE, which stands for Social Security Institute for State Workers. Same as beneficiaries from the private sector. In order for you to get medical assistance in the ISSSTE, you need to be enrolled, which your company will help you with. Make sure you know where is your clinic assigned, and have your ID with you if you ever need to go to the doctor. But what happens if you are relatively new in the country and you need medical assistance, or even worse, if you have an emergency and you don't have medical insurance yet? Well, if it's not really an emergency, in Mexico there are always street pharmacies that will have a drive for quick consultation for a very affordable price, usually between 30 to 50 Mexican pesos. Some of these pharmacies are Farmacia del Ahorro or Dr. Simi or Farmacias Guadalajara, just to mention a few examples, and they of course will have all the medications you will need to make you feel better soon. But what if it's a major issue? Don't worry, Mexico has a free public healthcare service available for everyone, including foreigners. The institution assigned to bring this service is what they call in Spanish Secretaría de Salud. All you need to do is locate one of these clinics or hospitals, and in reception they will get your information and walk you through the process to get the medical assistance needed. So don't worry, the Secretaría de Salud got you. Finally, if you don't have any constraints with budgets, there is obviously private insurance that you can purchase. This service can give you access to high-quality private hospital, such as Hospital ABC, Hospital Médica Sur, or Hospital Angeles. So in summary, we hope while you are living in Mexico City, you don't run into any health issues, but if you ever need medical assistance, now you know where to go to get medical attention, or in case you are working in Mexico, you know what are your options. Now, let's talk about an exciting topic: how to make business in Mexico.
There are many different reasons to do business in Mexico. In the next part we are going to cover the main reasons why making business in Mexico can be a great idea also for you. Number 1. There is no country worldwide with more free trade agreements than Mexico. In total, Mexico has declared 12 trade agreements that help making business in Mexico being easy and cost efficient. Number 2. The Mexican economy is the 15th biggest in the world and therefore in the worldwide view an underrated location in terms of where to do business. And lastly, according to OECD and WTO, Mexican workers are the hardest working people in the world in terms of hours worked. A second advantage are the amazing geographical and demographical circumstances of Mexico. Mexico is benefiting enormously being located between the USA and Latin America. Also, Mexican citizens are on average 29 years young, which is a huge advantage in terms of hiring labor force. Lastly, with an average labor cost of $770 per month, hiring qualified labor force is relatively cheap. Another reason to do business in Mexico are the cheap manufacturing costs, which enable huge advantages for companies that want to export. Also, the existing landscape of industry clusters enable a place of know-how and innovation. Lastly, the depreciated Mexican peso in comparison to other currencies keep production costs in Mexico low. You are wondering, how much pesos you get from your home currency today? Just pause this video and scan the QR code. The fourth factor why doing business in Mexico is a great idea is the Mexican education. Mexican workforce is highly skilled, especially in the fields of science, technology and engineering. Also, the slogan "Made in Mexico" is characterized by high-quality standards outside the country's boundaries. Lastly, the Mexican schooling system is extremely specialized, starting at preparatoria and 10th grade. Therefore, students gain knowledge in the field of their interest, which further qualifies Mexican employees. If you want to know more about business in Mexico, just stop this video and scan the QR code. Let me introduce you to Pia.
Hi everyone, my name is Pia and I am wondering if there are any benefits for employees that I can expect when working in Mexico?
Yes, Pia. Mexico has mandatory employee benefits. One of them is the social security system called IMSS. Through the IMSS, every employee is covered for occupational hazards, illness or maternity insurances, childcare facilities and nursery service. Through the National Savings System, SAR, every employee is additionally also covered by a disability insurance.
That sounds great, but what about a life insurance?
Pia, I have good news for you. Group life insurance are granted for companies with 10 or more employees. That makes 85% of all Mexican workers. The life insurance in Mexico is based on a multiple of your monthly salary.
Awesome. Lastly, I have a very practical question. I am wondering, how can I open a bank account in Mexico? What documents do I have to gather to get a bank account?
Let me explain this to you in 3 easy steps. First, you get an overview of the 10 biggest banks in Mexico by scanning this QR code. Second, you go to the chosen bank and bring the following document with you: passport, residency card, proof of address, a utility bill that is less than 3 months old, a tax ID or social security number, and an email and mobile phone number. And third, go to the chosen bank. Consider that most banks can accommodate English speakers, but you might attend the bank meeting with a local friend as the paperwork is generally in Spanish.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to make business in Mexico.
Great. Besides business, there is a lot more to discover in Mexico. Stay tuned as you will learn everything you need to know about food and entertainment in Mexico City.
Hey there, my name is Carlos and now we are going to talk about food and entertainment. I would like to give you a quick intro to this section with a brief explanation. Today we will talk about one of the oldest metropolis in America and its food and entertainment in Mexico City, which is woven with rich histories from the Aztec period to the Spanish conquest to the Mexican Revolution to now, and it is shown in the local cultural offerings. So during this video we will try to showcase a guided tour, and I promise you will feel hungry after watching this. So, let's go right into it and see how you can eat like a local. First let's review the Club Tengo Hambre. It pays to have a guide when visiting Merced, one of Mexico City's densest, craziest, most overwhelming markets. The bilingual, personable guides don't just shuffle you along, they live in these parts of the city and care about showing you what's good. They will lead you to an excellent quesadilla stand, tell you what to order from the busy taco vendor, and hand you a chamoy dripping michelada. As I have said at the beginning, I want to show you what you can do by yourself but also with your family. And at El Moro Churreria you can bring your loved ones. Early evening is churro time in Mexico City. Families, couples and friends all go out for a taste of sweet fried dough and chocolate. Now we are going to review other places to visit in Mexico City. The Juarez neighborhood has evolved in recent years. The area is now teeming with great boutiques, bars, parks, and restaurants. El Palacio Nacional is the seat of the federal executive in Mexico. It's grandiose and captivating, a unique opportunity to learn about Mexico's past. On the eve of Mexican Independence Day, the National Palace is the star of the show. The original Belfather Hidalgo Rang is here, and the president himself gives the Grito de Dolores from its main balcony. Templo Mayor. The hulking stone ruins lie at the heart of Centro Histórica, embedded in the blueprint of downtown, where the organized museum helps paint the full picture. The Templo Mayor was partially a symbolic representation of the hill of Coatepec, where according to Mexica myth, Huitzilopochtli was born. Museo de Frida Kahlo, also known as the Blue House for the structure's cobalt blue walls. Visitors can take in a few paintings by Kahlo and her husband, Diego Rivera, in addition to other contemporary artists of their era. The House Museum is located in Colonia del Carmen area of the Coyoacán borough of Mexico City. Coyoacán, especially the Colonia del Carmen area, has had an intellectual and vanguard reputation since the 1920s. Floating gardens of Xochimilco. Drive 40 minutes south of the city and you'll witness the closest approximation to the Valley of Mexico before the arrival of the Spanish. Xochimilco is best known for its canals, which are left from what was an extensive lake and canal system that connected most of the settlements of the Valley of Mexico. Now, it is time to talk about your work permission. So, let me pass it over to the next section.
Mexican immigration law does not permit any non-resident worker from engaging in business in Mexico. But what ways are there to work in Mexico? Let's dive into the process of obtaining a work permit in Mexico. You can get a temporary residency with work permissions if you get a formal job offer. Bear in mind that the employer has to make the application on your behalf. You might be wondering how to obtain a temporary residency with work permission in Mexico? The first way is when you are not in Mexico. In this case, you must go to a Mexican consulate to get a temporary resident visa stamp in your passport. When arriving in Mexico, you will then have to swap it for a residency card. If you are already in Mexico on a visitor visa, you have to leave the country to go to a Mexican consulate first. There you can get a temporary resident visa stamp. When arriving in Mexico, you will be able to exchange it for a residency card. In case you are already in Mexico and also hold a residency card, you must go to the Instituto Nacional de Migración, INN, to notify them of your employer change. If you do not already have work privileges on your card, you will have to apply for them. So how can one obtain a permanent residence visa? It is not required to first have temporary residency to become a permanent resident. However, you must fulfill at least one of the following requirements. Have close family connections in Mexico. Apply for retirement status and show evidence of sufficient monthly income. Have temporary resident status for 4 consecutive years. Be granted residency via political asylum or on humanitarian grounds. Meet a minimum score under the Mexican points system. If you meet one of these points, you are officially considered a
Mexicano chingón.
Before heading to Mexico, let's talk about the cost in regards to the work permit. The total costs consist of the consulate fee of $44 as well as the residence temporal fee of $214. In order for you to oversee the costs, just scan the QR code and you are ready to go. Vámonos a Mexico. We just arrived in Mexico. Let's dive into the magnificent richness of Mexican culture.
Hi. This is Armando again. Hey. Let's talk about this exciting topic. The Mexican culture. Yes, so come with me guys. As you may already know, Mexicans love to throw cool parties. They like dancing, and living la vida loca. But before getting to the fun part, let's talk about some of the citizens' habits. In other words, chilango habits. Some of them good, some of them bad. But this is an exciting Latin culture for sure. For example, in terms of punctuality, Mexicans are usually 30 minutes late for meetings or gatherings. So, don't worry, this is normal in their culture. Also, sometimes they might even say words like ahorita, which technically means now but for them means, okay, please give me some time to get there. Now if they say the word ahorita, then you are in trouble because that means I am going to do it, but there is no guarantee when exactly that is going to happen. On a different note, they love fiestas. Mexico is well known for their mariachi. They use it to celebrate birthdays, welcomes, farewell, and to express their love to their loved ones. In fact, mariachi is now recognized by the UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage. In Mexico is also very popular what they call música de banda. This is a type of regional traditional music that has become very famous for the local people. Although this might be played more in the north of Mexico, nowadays you can hear a banda playing almost anywhere. Especially during parties, they like to have their música de banda. Mexicans also love to watch football. And not only to watch it but to play it. Many peer gatherings occur before an important soccer match. Especially when the Mexican soccer selection plays wow. The whole country stops to watch their team playing. They call it el tri. In terms of religion, the majority of Mexican people believe in Christ and are Catholic and Christians. They will strongly believe in Virgin Mary and saints, for example. Also, some other Protestants Christian religions are growing. Very few minorities believe in other religions like Judaism, Muslim, Buddhism, among others. Now let's talk about some Mexican holidays and festivities.